We lied.
We're live.
Okay, fam. We are living through a moment where the U.S. is openly rewriting the rules about who belongs in this country and who doesn't.
Are they really?
Mm.
Because these attacks coming from every direction at once. Look, the Senate, if y'all ain't heard, Senate Bill 3283 trumps racialized assaults on Somali Americans. Because, see, last week, somebody said, what they say? Somebody said, show me the receipts. Somebody said, I don't believe that really happened. Y'all, we do our research, okay? New detention camps and ICE is detaining US citizens, all right? We don't know that. We don't know that. DHS is talking about remigration. Remigration.
Mm-hmm.
When's the last time you heard that? Oh, maybe 1933.
Yeah.
And they're also talking about Western values, right? And now there are open discussions about restricting birthright citizenship. As a matter of fact, I believe it is on the Supreme Court docket as we speak.
Yeah, it truly is, y'all.
The United States Constitution is in front of the U.S. Supreme Court as we speak. So any Black American who thinks that my people built this, I ain't going, y'all.
I ain't going nowhere.
The very promise that if you're born here, you belong here is trying to be eradicated. So I don't care what y'all say about birthright citizenship, about my ancestors. My ancestors built.
Apparently,
really?
They don't care either.
Really? Because really?
Hey, y'all, if the state can question a child's right to citizenship based on their parent's status,
right,
then no one's rights are safe, especially Black Americans.
Right?
Ours.
We've seen this before, y'all. We've seen this playbook before. In the early 1900s, Jewish and Italian communities were treated as permanent outs. White folks, because see, they don't teach this in American history in 10th grade. Y'all didn't learn this. This was not in the history books. And if you were in Texas, I know it wasn't in your history books. But did you know that during World War II, Jewish people, well, of course, the Jewish people in Germany, but Japanese and Italian people here in America, well, they're in America, where y'all at, were in internship camps.
Internment camps, yes.
Internment camps, thank you. Italians were in internment camps. Italians were in internment camps.
Prison camps, y'all. That's what it is. Prison camps, and y'all know that.
It didn't matter if they were native born or not.
No.
It didn't matter. They faced quotas. They faced housing bans. They faced constant questions about their loyalty. Sound familiar? During World War II, right?
Did you know Italian Americans could be labeled enemy aliens?
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So during World War II, in the United States of America, Italian Americans were labeled enemy aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Enemy aliens. Who do you think most of them voted for?
They face curfews. They face loss of property.
Who do you think the American Italians voted for? I don't know, the majority of them. But not because any crime that they committed, y'all.
It was because of who they were. It was who they were, what they were, Italians.
There was a time when there were signs that said no dogs, no Italians, no Blacks. There were times when there were signs that said no Mexicans, no dogs, no Blacks. Don't get it twisted. The same logic is at work today. The government is signaling that membership in the United States of America can be redefined at any time. Do y'all understand? If they are saying that that birthright citizenship can be changed at the drop of a dime, what's to say that they say, well, if your ancestors were not citizens, you are not an American citizen. If your great, great, great grandfather or mother, which any person who is the ancestors of slaves knows that their great, great, great grandmother or grandfather was not a citizen, they were not granted citizenship rights, y'all. If they can change it for one group, they can change it for any group. If they can change it for one group, they can change it for any group. Hello. The promise is being destroyed. The promise of America is gone. The promise of fairness under the law is gone. Even the illusion of fairness is gone. When the Supreme Court says that it is okay for you to racially profile,
if you look the part, you must be the part.
Right? Papers, please, brown people. Last time I checked, I'm brown. I'm a Black woman, but my skin is brown.
I don't know, you look kind of Haitian to me.
Exactly.
Did y'all hear? I know you guys saw
it. Used to be a compliment back in the day.
I know everybody saw that video of the police officer that was drunk with his two kids in his car, and he got pulled over by a black cop and a white cop.
What did he say?
He said, he looked at the brother and said, "You look kind of Haitian to me. I'm gonna have to check that out when all this is done."
I saw that
because they took his ass to jail.
I saw that. Did you see that? See, y'all, Black people, do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand? A Black cop pulls over a white person who is clearly lit out of his mind
with two kids in the car,
with two babies in the back seat, talking shit and asking the Black human being who is American, probably 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 generations. He said, "You look kind of Haitian to me. Maybe I need to check you out when all of this is over." So if you think, FBAs, that you are immune, all right, let's see how that works out for you. Because when the government decides it can pick and choose who really belongs, Black Americans, African Americans, y'all, we have never been on the protected side of that line,
never.
Have we?
No.
Right? These are not individual events. They are an emerging pattern. If you all have not seen that, this time last year, we were telling you that this was going to be the case this time this year. And a good portion of you said, "You're fear-mongering."
Really?
How has that worked out for you? Because the last time I checked, it looks like the United States is pretty much a police state. Papers, please. You look kind of Haitian to me. If you want to ignore it, go ahead.
If you think any of this can't touch you or can't touch your children or your family, then the state has already outrun your imagination.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? All right, y'all. Welcome to our Black Utopia. My name's Halisi.
And I'm Rick. Welcome again to our Black Utopia.
On our channel, we talk about shit that we talk about shit that affects us, Black folks, in terms of money, travel, and life abroad. We help folks who look like us, who are getting close to retirement age, get their money straight so that they can retire on time or maybe even abroad.
Abroad is fantastic. And if you could do it as early as possible, that's
even better.
More fantastical.
All right, sweetheart. What are we talking about today?
So we're going to talk about the U.S. just showed its hand. I want to say the U.S. just showed its ass.
Right?
Okay, Black America, it's time to plan your exit. If you haven't planned it, look into it, do something. It's time to make a move.
That's right. That's right. So we have been tracking global mobility. We've been tracking immigration laws, both here and in the United States. We have been tracking geopolitics, especially when it comes to our money and expat patterns every single step of the way. We talk to y'all know, we talk to black expats across the globe.
In Europe, Latin America, Africa, and Asia, and they see the same dangers emerging. We're discussing in public record and documented everything.
So look, if you want receipts, Google it, because everything we are discussing is public record, right?
Public record.
Everything that we're discussing is public record. Everything that we're discussing is already in motion. For example, Senate Bill 3283 and the long-term implications for Black Americans. We're going to talk about Trump's attack on Somali Americans as a policy test balloon. We're going to talk about the detention camps and building
that are built
being built in red states.
Yeah,
all of them are red states.
They did the same thing in World War II with Japanese.
That's right. That's right. We're also going to talk about ICE detaining American citizens, a practice that is expanding. But is it quiet? Is it really quiet?
It ain't as loud as it could be.
Right?
Just enough to grab some attention.
Exactly. All right. We're going to talk about all of that and a lot more. But first, if you're new to our channel, then you might not know. Back in 2018, Rick and I got a wake-up call. And I thank God. We looked at our retirement money, our retirement accounts. This is going to do what it's going to do. We looked at our retirement accounts, y'all, and it looked crazy.
It was crazy. The news we spouting right now today.
But we got our financial act together, y'all. And we went from negative 22,000 in net worth to over 1.1 million. So if we can do that, you can do it too. All right. You can do it too. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, what we need you to do is hit that like button right now. Go on right now.
Come on now.
Subscribe, because we are going to get to 100,000 before our 4th anniversary.
We got to get there.
Right. I'm not going to compare us to Don Lemon because he got it before 1 year. He got 1 million before 1 year.
He should have 2 million. Come on now.
Okay.
CNN, being on television.
Right.
Shit.
All right. And double tap that notification bell so that you know every single time that we go live or drop a new video. Guess what, y'all? We're going to do the 12 days of the holidays. I'm not going to say Christmas because this is not when Jesus was born and it's all about. Anyway, we're going to do 12 days. Every single day, we're going to go live 12 days before Christmas Eve. So you've got to tune in for that. All right. We're going to get right to it.
Well, doesn't Kwanzaa go 12 days?
Kwanzaa does go 12 days.
So
Ooh.
The Kwanzaa, we can associate
it because okay.
There you go.
All right. We'll add that to it.
Okay.
We will add that to it. We just keep adding to what we're going to talk about. But every single day, I think we'll starting 12 days before New Year's Eve. All right, here we go. We are going to get to why we are in an effed up situation. And I don't know, did you guys hear about Senate Bill 3283. Senate Bill 3283. And I thank our subscribers and our followers for sending us this information because, y'all, we cannot keep up with all of the nonsense that is going on in the United States. So if you have other information, send it to us. Send it to us in DMs. We're on IG and everything else. And let us know. We're following as much as we can from here in Lisbon, Portugal. But and this affects us just as much as it affects you.
Yeah.
Believe me, okay? Because Senate Bill 3283 is a structural threat to Black Americans and Black expats. All right?
Yeah.
The short-term impact is what?
Expands federal power to detain and question anyone, including citizens, about their status.
That's right. It also allows
detention without charges under national security. They can just pick your ass up for whatever reason.
Right.
Whatever reason.
Right. It creates new flexible categories that can be weaponized. Unverified person or foreign associated or non-compliant. What the hell is non-compliant?
All non-compliant is if you say, why are you stopping me? I'm not going with you. Why do I have to put my hands up?
That's non-compliant.
Why do I have to get out of my car?
And here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing. The MF, the U.S. Senator who is sponsoring this bill, is not a U.S. citizen. That MF needs to go back to the country he came from because he's not a U.S. citizen. And he has dual citizenship, but he wants to revoke dual citizenship from people who are non-compliant or unverified.
Ain't that a bitch?
The long-term impact, and see, here's the thing, y'all. This is not about population control or immigration. There are over 4 million Americans living abroad, and the U.S. is they're watching closely.
Yeah.
But this is the largest. This is the largest. This is the largest bill that tries to limit our exodus from the United States that we have ever seen. So what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? And here's the crazy part. There's over 4 million Americans living abroad, and the U.S. is closely watching us. This is the largest American exodus ever recorded.
Yeah. Many are securing second passports, especially in Europe, Latin America, and the Caribbean.
How many Black folks do we know that we have followed, that we have heard of, that is getting, especially the ones from the Caribbean, getting their second passport, right? Because Mama and them was born in Jamaica. Mama and them was born in Barbados, right? The government sees a growing class of Americans who are no longer financially or politically dependent on the U.S. We are our ancestors' wildest dreams. They did not fight. They did not die. They did not struggle for us to stay and fight for our own oppression. Do not stay and fight for your own oppression. If you want to stay and fight for a new America. Fight for universal health care. All right? Fight for democratic socialism. Fight for reparations for the American indigenous and those Africans and the descendants of those Africans who came to America, right? That's what you should be fighting for, not for this nonsense. I'm going to stay and fight. SB 3283 lays the legal foundation to surveil expats. If you're watching our channel, then that means you probably want to move abroad, right? This bill allows them to surveil expats and
restrict their movement, control their finances, pressure host countries to share data.
Right. Naturalized citizens and dual passport holders become easy targets. All right, why are we talking about this? Because there's a growing and a large amount of Black Americans who are also Caribbean American, and we ain't getting into these diaspora wars. That's fruit of the slavery tree. Okay. A lot of Black Americans are also Jamaican American. They're also from the Barbados. They're from the DR. Oh, I know Black. They're from the DR and all of these places, right? And so they may have two passports. But this allows officials to frame them as having foreign ties.
Yeah.
Foreign ties.
And to be a threat.
Right? What did they do to the Japanese during World War II? What did they do to the Italians during World War II? We just had this conversation. This is a repeat of the past policies used against targeted Americans, the Japanese intern camps, Arab and Muslim registries, COINTELPRO. COINTELPRO. Can I hear you, Black Panthers? FBAs. Can I hear you, US organization? FBAs. COINTELPRO. What are you fighting for? Because I remember when I was a kid how Black Americans came into our home as spies for the white folks, for the oligarchs, for the power structure. So this opens the door to passport revocation. This opens the door to border retention and detention, denationalization under security reviews.
Yeah.
So people who were brought to America as 1-year-olds, 2-year-olds, right? Black Americans, that's who I'm talking to right now. Because y'all are the ones who think you're safe. Y'all are the ones who say, where are they going to deport us to? They can deport you to wherever the fuck they want to deport you to, bitches. What are you thinking about? Stop dreaming. Stop sleeping. Wake the F up.
And wake your family members up and your friends and neighbors up.
Yeah.
Sound the alarm. I just saw somebody wrote it's a five alarm fire.
It is.
It is.
The house is on fire, y'all. And if you're not acting like the house is on fire, then you will burn. Black Americans cannot easily get a second passport. And that makes us uniquely vulnerable. The average Black American does not have ancestral ties to any other nation within great-great-grandparent status. We do not have time for bullshit, y'all. We do not have time.
So we're the only people in the U.S. without a homeland to claim for immediate citizenship.
You see how softly he said that? We cannot flee to another government for protection. We cannot flee to Haiti. We cannot flee to Jamaica. We cannot flee to the Virgin Islands, which is America anyway, where some of them are, right? We cannot flee to God. We cannot flee. What are we going to do? So when the state decides who belongs and who doesn't, we have no backup. It's time for you to get a backup, y'all. Now, us, we have permanent residency in Mexico. What y'all gonna do? What y'all gonna do? When they start asking your average African American for papers, please, what are you going to do? So SB, that's Senate bill, SB stands for Senate Bill 3283, creates the legal mechanism for a future where leaving the US is harder, returning can be restricted, having only one passport, having no protection at a time when the United States passport is losing its value. At a time when the US is losing its value. What are you going to do? All right. What's the economic fallout?
Well, SB 3283 enables future policies to control expat bank accounts, remittances, foreign investments, exit taxes, try to say that fast, and financial restrictions.
All right. All right. Black expats who often leave for economic survival become especially exposed. Why? Because it's harder for us to buy a passport. It's harder for us to buy a passport. And so, consequently, we're stuck. We're stuck. All right. There's also diplomatic fallout. Here's the thing. The US could demand that other countries return certain US citizens.
Mm. Or
Who gonna be on that list, y'all? Who gonna be on that list?
or they could pressure nations to share biometric data of Americans abroad.
We've been saying this stuff. We have been saying this for so long. It is crazy. Y'all, FBAs, African Americans without a homeland, we need to advocate for us, right? We need to advocate to make sure that Black Americans are not left unprotected. Okay?
Baby, I love that all of these communities, these POC communities, these immigrant communities that went against Black people, specifically Black women, I love that they are having their F around moment.
Thank you, Salman, and good morning again. My name is Faisal Deri, and we're here gathered today with the community leaders, business leaders, and youth leaders from the Somali community and from the Muslim community in Minnesota. And we're gathered here today to fully support and endorse President Trump and JD Vance. Some of the key issues of the community are the global wars, and we're for peace. Economic issues, family values, and education are some of the critical issues that this community cares. On top of that, this community cares about the economic issues and the inflation. With all these and a number of other issues, the community came together and fully standing behind President Donald J. Trump. Yes.
Somalians ripped off that state for billions of dollars, billions, every year, billions of dollars, and they contribute nothing. The welfare is like 88%. They contribute nothing. I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you, okay? Somebody say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country. I can say that about other countries, too. I can say it about other countries, too. We don't want them to hell. We have to rebuild our country. You know, our country's at a tipping point. We could go bad. We're at a tipping point. I don't know if people mind me saying that, but I'm saying it. We could go one way or the other, and we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage.
Garbage.
These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. These are people that do nothing but complain. They complain. And from where they came from, they got nothing. You know, they came from paradise, and they said, this isn't paradise. But when they come from hell, and they complain, and do nothing but bitch, we don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it.
substitute Somali for Black because they don't know the difference upon sight. We can tell the difference when we see folks, right? We know the difference between what a Somali looks like and what an African American looks like, right? We know the difference. And sometimes we can be surprised because, like, I'm sorry, I'm moving this, y'all, because this doesn't seem straight. My son gets mistaken for Eritrean or Ethiopian all the time. And so do I. We know the difference, but they don't. Okay? So when Trump Somali remarks, these are not just words.
No, they're not.
What are they?
They're personal, a policy signal.
I'm sorry, they are what?
They're a policy signal.
A policy signal. Policy, y'all. Policy. You think that person sitting in the White House is just spouting, oh, here we go again. No, because see, the bobbleheads in Homeland Security, the bobblehead that is the AG, the bobbleheads that are in charge of all of those things, they're going to take that as policy and they're going to act accordingly. He said Somali Americans destroyed Minnesota. He said they should be thrown the hell out of our country. Somali Americans should be thrown out of our country. You look a little Somalian to me. Prove you're not. Do you have a passport? Oh, you ain't got no passport. All you got is that old ID from 19. Yeah. You look a little Somali to me. Don't get it twisted. They got it twisted. They didn't listen to us, but we don't have to get it twisted. Right?
No.
What did he say?
He said they shouldn't be allowed to be Congress members.
The only Black representative that we have from the state of Colorado, his parents were African immigrants. So if they were not U.S. citizens, but only green card holders at the time that he was born in 1960 or whatever, then he should not be a congressperson.
No.
Because he should be stripped of his birthright citizenship.
Right.
Dehumanization is only step one, y'all.
Yep.
He's setting the precedent that an entire group can be removed. All right. This is how government tests public tolerance. Your tolerance. Mm-hmm. Your tolerance before they act. Are you going to tolerate these acts or are you not? Are you going to tolerate these acts or are you not? All right, let's see what you're talking about. All right, we've given you a lot. We have given you a lot. And all right, so if you are viewing from the future, hey, have you heard of Senate Bill 3283? Let us know in the chat and let us know where you're logging into. If you're in the live chat right now, had you heard of Senate Bill 3283 before we talked about it today? Let us know. Inquiring minds want to know. All right, we're going all the way back up to the top, and thank Yolanda for being a new member.
Thank you for being a member. Welcome.
She was a member, y'all, about 10 hours before we even started this live. Okay.
Welcome.
Right, as well as East Coast Eugene, who was a member before we even started this live. So we appreciate you, and Reconnect to God also became a new YouTube member.
Welcome.
Look, our YouTube members hung out with us an hour before we went live. We had a discussion about what we're discussing right now. We had a discussion about some of this before we even went live behind the scenes. Okay. And then if you're a YouTube legend, if you are a Utopian legend, you get to hang out with us.
You get to come on air.
Every other Thursday. every other
Yeah,
Thursday.
don't be scared. Don't be scared.
All right, A Better Life. Welcome to the family, to all the new Black Utopians. Good afternoon to everyone, and thank you again, to Halisi and Rick for all you for all you do to guide us on our fantastic journey. We appreciate you, Better Life. We really, really, really do. We really do. Hey, from cold Atlanta.
Cold
It's
Atlanta.
cold. It's cold in Atlanta. Yeah, it gets cold in Atlanta. It does get cold in Atlanta. It seems like it shouldn't, but it does. Hey, Gwen and Derek, we hung out with y'all
Looking forward to seeing you guys too in
in
meetup.
June.
Yes.
Yes, at the meetup. Oh, you guys, we had a meetup info session earlier. I know we were talking about something serious, but we gotta have some fun. We had a meetup info session. Are y'all coming to our meetup in June during Juneteenth week? If you're not, come hang out in Portugal. Let this be your vacation.
Yeah.
You can meet up with like-minded people who are also trying to move abroad. Even if Portugal's not the place, come hang out with us. Come hang out
Give
with
yourself
us.
a break. Yes.
Exactly. Hey, Rapper MD, Gregory, Sanji, good to see you. Allison Rowe, good to see you. Hey, Lenora.
Hey, Lenora.
Good to see you. Yolanda. Bobby.
Hey, Bobby.
Hey there. We missed you the other day. Hey, A. Lee, good to see you. Hola, hola, hola. Wise words from CK1. We know who you are. We know who you are. Hey, Karen Louise.
Hey, Karen Louise.
We haven't seen you in a while. Are you back? Are you back in the States? Or are you still out there in the international streets? Acquiring minds want to know.
We're going to have to meet you somewhere in the international streets if we can't meet you in LA.
Right, because every time we come to LA, you don't seem to be there. You don't seem to be there. But we want to meet you face to face.
And last time we were there, Halisi said, we need to.
I know, right?
And I was like, but she's not here.
You weren't there.
She's in Europe somewhere.
Exactly. Hey, Miriam, good to see you. All right, we're gonna keep going. We got ecstasy. Oh, wait. How do you pronounce this? Estates? O2? Hey there. I don't know how to pronounce that. Hey, House City. Hey, Rhonda. Good to see you. All right.
Hey.
And of course, Action BJ, who is always in the house. Give him some love. He is always here helping us out, volunteering, and we appreciate him and Greta so much. And of course, we've got Vanessa. Hey, it's 3:30 a.m.
3:30 a.m.
on Monday morning. It's already the next day in Vietnam, but she is awake and watching. Show her some love. And of course,
Kill Queen.
He just likes saying that. He just likes saying that. All right. We are going to get back to it because the SHIT, y'all, that's been going on in America.
Yeah.
If you need ammunition to talk to other family members, if you need ammunition to talk to your spouse, because we hear that. How much? We hear that so often, right?
Yeah.
I get it. I want to move, but my spouse, right? And most of the time it's the other man, but sometimes it's the wife, especially when it comes to grandkids and stuff like that, and they don't want to be too far from them and stuff.
It's understandable. Yeah.
It is understandable. It is understandable, but babies, I don't think we have that luxury to think that the America that we grew up in, when we would come home with the street lights and stuff like that, we're not going back to that. It's never going to be that again, not in our lifetime. And I want you guys to come to grips with that, okay? I want you to also, especially for our younger folks, imagine a world where your kids do not have to do shooter drills. Imagine a world where your grandkids do not have to do shooter drills. We were at Thanksgiving/Friendsgiving. We were with our younger crew. And if you saw, go over on IG and you can see the video. A lot of kids. A lot of young kids, like kindergarten, preschool on up to high school.
It's funny because the evening actually ended early for them because the kids had to go to school.
They had to go to school the next day, but we still did Thanksgiving.
We did Thanksgiving. It was just funny that the younger crew had kids. And
they came late because they had to wait till after school, and they left early. But I say that to say these kids are growing up without American style white supremacy, which is the linchpin in white supremacy. Like every other white supremacy is based upon American white supremacy. Do you understand that? So everything else is a derivative. That means the strongest, the hardest, the harshest is in America. And we're watching all of these Black babies grow up here without that stigma. That they cannot even comprehend the work twice as hard and all this nonsense that we have to teach. And oh, this is how you act when. They do not have to deal with that. Don't you want that? Don't you want that for your family? Right? Because right now, detention camps are being built in red states, not the border states.
No.
Right?
These are inland.
These are inland, y'all. Historically, governments build infrastructure before they need it. Well-run cities expand the highway before it is needed. Well-run cities and counties expand the electrical grid, part of the infrastructure, before it is needed. The government is building concentration camps. That's part of the infrastructure. So we should assume that they feel that they are going to need it. And the question is, for whom? For whom are they going to need these concentration camps? We think the target populations will be immigrants,
Muslim communities, Black communities.
they'll be labeled as subversive, right? Anyone without verifiable status under the new laws may be subject to these concentration camps. Why am I doing this? Because this is the actual language that is being used on the Homeland Security website, y'all. The government website. Yeah, that same government website that is filled with all the Soviet era looking propaganda posters of white people talking about build America great again, or whatever they're talking about. Stop getting it twisted. I'm just saying. Because ICE is detaining U.S. citizens. Y'all didn't know. Y'all didn't know. Y'all didn't know that immigration, and that whole ICE thing, you know, that's post 9/11 for all of us who are 40 and over. That's post 9/11.
Right.
That department did not exist. So when we're talking about defunding fuck defunding the police. Let's defund ICE. Defund that. Defund it.
He's giving more money to them.
The biggest budget of 90% of the nation's military budgets, right? What the heck? What the heck?
Multiple documented cases of ICE holding Black and brown citizens.
Multiple.
What's
the reason?
Unable to verify status.
You look a little Haitian to me. You look a little Somali to me.
I'm going to say.
Prove you are not.
They're testing the limits of how far they can go.
And then Senate Bill 3283, which we just talked about, would make the practice legal and protected. Okay? DHS is using ethno-nationalist language.
Phrases like re-migration, Western societal values.
We will take citizenship away from anyone who is not demonstrating Western societal values. What the FUCK is that? Oh, I know. Maybe it means rape and pillaging. So anybody who's not raping and pillaging is not, I'm just trying to understand what they mean by Western societal values, because if you look at the history books.
But it's okay to be a pedophile.
It's okay to be a pedo. as long as you got money, right? It's okay to be a pedo if you're a WEI,
Oh yeah, forgot that part.
right? If you're a WEI, right? As Larry Daniel Favors says, white, entitled, and incompetent, then you can do all of these things, right? You can be a pedo, you can be president of the United States, right? You can do whatever you want to do. But for the rest of us, they're talking about protecting community purity. What the hell? What community? The pedo community? The 34 count felon community? What community are we talking? White supremacist community? What are we talking about? We don't know because it's not written, because it's vague. And if it's vague, that means that they can use subjective criteria like some jelly beans
Mm-hmm.
to decide who is American and who is not. This is lifted directly from far-right European nationalist movements, y'all. These are the cultural justifications for government using force and bullshit before formalizing removals. What does this mean for us? Your risk profile
It's
is
changing.
It's a changing,
It's
y'all.
changing.
It's changing.
If you only have a U.S. passport, your life is in the hands of the state, with no second government to protect you.
If you only have one passport, and that's a US passport, and you happen to be Black, your life is in the hands of a regime that is controlled by a 34 count white supremacist felon, adjudicated rapist. Those are the facts. Right? Those are the facts. A legal infrastructure is being built for mass verification, for mass detention, and for mass relocation. And a legal infrastructure, legal babies, legal. What are you fighting for? Because a legal infrastructure is being built to re-enslave you. So why two passports are now a safety strategy, right? We should know this. It gives you a clear path to consular protection, global mobility, a government other than the melon felons US that can speak for you.
With this, Black Americans are exceptionally exposed.
Right? Now, folks, y'all who are from the Caribbean and stuff like that, y'all got grandparents and great grandparents that are from someplace else, get your second passport now.
If you haven't gotten it, you need to do it.
Some of you Black folks have grandparents from Europe, from the Azores, right? From Cabo Verde. Y'all, don't disregard that.
Mm-mm.
Do not disregard that. You do not want to be stateless. I don't have that. I know my great grandmother was born on the plantation. I know that. We've traced it. See, I can't claim any of that. But if you can, claim it. Claim it. All right, where are we at? Is this where we at?
Right there.
We need to stay and fight. So my son said, I want to stay and fight. That's what he said in 2022. He ain't saying that no more. He ain't saying that no more. We also hear, what else do we also hear? My ancestors built this. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going to let them chase me out.
Okay.
Right? Your ancestors built it under violence, not by choice.
Definitely not by choice.
Right? Honoring them. Honoring them means using the freedom that they never had, including the freedom to leave, to do just that.
Yeah. So
we should stay and fight.
Yeah. Against what? A government with police, military, ICE, and new detention infrastructure? Fighting without power isn't resistance, it's sacrifice.
My father and my mom were very involved in the civil rights movement. Y'all know that. You know I was raised by Sister Soldier and Malcolm X. Y'all know that. They had a plan. All right. They had a plan, they had a structure, they had strategy. They weren't just going out and just marching willy-nilly. They had training camps to teach you how to do what needed to be done to get change made. And at the end of the day, there still had to be people who understood how policy is made. So that once we finally got the people who are in Washington to capitulate and say, all right, and y'all force my hand, like Lyndon B. Johnson said, y'all force my hand. Let me go ahead and pass this civil rights movement. I guess I got to do this. Because that's the only way that it's going to done. You remember when Obama said, you all have to make us do this. I can't do this alone. But we sat back and then we said, he didn't do nothing for us. You didn't do nothing for us.
No.
I was doing stuff. I was out there in them streets every day, 8 years, trying to make sure that his policies got enacted. What were you doing? And what are you doing now? I'm gonna stay and fight. Fight for what? You ain't fought before. And now you gonna stay and fight? Miss me with that. You're full of shit. Let's just get it straight. You're full of shit. Because you and I both know that during the civil rights movement, only 4% of y'all were out there. 4% of all Black people. Even my own grandparents, my paternal grandparents said, I don't know. It might be a little too much, too fast, too soon. I don't know. So all y'all out there talking all that yakety, yakety, smackety, talking about you gonna stay and fight. You ain't standing and fighting for shit because you ain't stood and fought for shit before. You ain't done no march. You ain't taught nobody about Kwanzaa or sticking together or unity. Half y'all out there in diaspora wars, like that's gonna work because you think there's gonna be some what are we fighting for? What are we fighting for? To get our money back.
Yeah.
Reparations.
Reparations.
Had a brain fart, y'all. Y'all think there's gonna be some reparations. And so you want to make sure that the Caribbeans don't get it. You want to make sure that Negroes, stop it. You don't have time for that. Read a book, right? Look at your history. You don't have time for that. You don't have time for the divide and conquer nonsense. And it does not matter. It does not matter that other folks who look like us have colonized mind. You don't have a colonized mind, okay? You do not have a colonized mind. Do not have a colonized mind. Because if you do, you will get run over, all right? I'm not running. I hear you guys saying what they say. I'm not running.
I'm not running. But
why y'all running away? What you running from?
But you know, Malcolm X told us if we didn't make changes, if we didn't change, this is what's going to happen to us.
And here we are.
And here we are.
Now, if you were Jewish in 1933 Germany and you were trying to get out, would you say, don't run? Knowing what you know now, would you tell Jewish people and other immigrant-looking people, because it wasn't just the Jews who were put in them camps, all right? Would you tell them, oh, don't run, stay and fight? Would you tell them, our ancestors built this stuff, would you tell them that, knowing what you know now? Then why in the hell would you ask us to stay? Y'all tripping. They weren't running. They were surviving. The Jews of 1933 were not running, and we're not running. We are surviving, and we are making sure that others can. Are you? Because if you think that what that convicted felon that is in the White House, if you think that what he said, oh, he just says stuff. What he says becomes policy.
And what you're not realizing is he has nothing to lose
Nothing
and
to lose.
everything to gain. It's nothing to lose.
Nothing.
Risk going to jail? No. Hell, he's about ready to die. He ain't thinking about going to jail.
He does not care. He's got a scorched earth mentality,
He's got
y'all.
the Supreme Court. He's got the Justice Department and
Congress. Right?
The only thing that we
branches.
don't know if he has totally is the United States military.
And you, the people.
That's it. Other than that, he has nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose.
Everything to gain.
Everything to gain, right? Do not let desperation be your motivation. So preparation is not fear-based. Preparation is responsible, okay? Responsible. If you are not preparing for your exit right now, and you are a Black person living in America, you are not being responsible. If you don't have a go bag, if you don't have a passport, if you don't have a good savings so you can go, you're not being responsible. If you don't have the savings, we can show you how to get there. But thinking that you don't need it is irresponsible.
Very.
It's irresponsible. All right? We all, everyone watching right now, must be building a Black utopia abroad.
Yes.
Okay? Whether it is in South Africa, whether it is in Thailand, whether it is in Ghana, whether it is in France or Portugal or Spain, whether it is in Panama, Colombia, Mexico, Costa Rica. I'm naming all of the places where we're moving right now. I don't care. Move to the place that brings your heart joy. Just move. Okay? And provide a pathway for others. Do you wonder why there are so many East Africans in Minnesota? Do you wonder why Ilhan Omar is the congresswoman from Minnesota, from that district? Because 2, 3, 4, 5 East Africans, either from Somalia, Eritrea, or Ethiopia, moved to Minnesota. And they're like, hey, cousin in there, come on out. The weather's good. Minnesota, yeah. Well, in Ethiopia, they do have high mountains and it does get very cold. I know it's Africa, but know your geography, know your history, know the world. Don't just settle for what they teach us in America, right? So they saw Minnesota, it's like, oh, Denver, second biggest East African population in the United States, or at least it was when we left, right? They provided a pathway. And guess what? The whole taxi and Uber industry is run by the East Africans in Denver. They are lobbying. They have lobbyists and everything. Okay?
And guess what? They pay taxes.
Do they?
They do.
Oh, imagine that.
They help with the infrastructure
of course
Denver
they do.
And Colorado.
Of
just
course
like they do in Minnesota.
That's right. And that's why they got lobbyists. Because they can pay them. Okay? They got lobbyists when people, I was about to say bitches. They got lobbyists. Do we have, I think the Black Americans need a lobbyist. We need lobbyists. They got lobbyists. Now imagine a generation from now in all of those places that we mentioned, and there are Black Americans who are now South African, Ghanaian, from Ghana. I don't know if that's Ghanaian.
Ghanaian, I believe.
Right? French, Spanish, Portuguese, Costa Rican, Panamanian, Colombian, what have you. And there's whole communities of Black Americans there. And now they've been born there. And now they can participate in the political process. And they can have lobbyists or whatever the equivalent is in these countries. You see what I'm saying? Build a pathway to freedom for future generations. Stop thinking that America is the America of the 20s. It's not. It's gone. It's over. And it was never that for us. It was never that for us. Never. But we're so brainwashed into this bullshit. The propaganda, the best marketing machine in the whole wide world is America. And marketing and exporting the American dream. It's bullshit. It was always bullshit. And right now, it's dangerous for Black Americans. And if you stay, we will pray. But we are offering you an opportunity to get the hell out. If you need help with that, we have a Move Abroad toolkit, which is in the description below. And now we're going to answer some questions. We can answer some questions. We'll answer some questions because we deserve to live in a country that values us, y'all. All right? We deserve it. We deserve it. All right, let's get to some questions. I don't know where we at. Where are we at? I have no idea. You know the drill. Put a Q in front of your questions and we will answer as many as we can before we let you go. Hey, Yakota.
Hey, Yakota.
Bonita's in the house. Tana Rose, Allison, East Coast Eugene. Bunazuia. That means peace and blessings. In which language? East Coast Eugene. What language is that? Cooking and watching y'all on the TV. I love it. Y'all, don't be watching us on no big screen, seeing all these pimples and stuff. Now, a little screen, okay, but don't be putting us on the 80-inch.
Looking up at our nose.
Looking up our nose, seeing the boogers and stuff. All right. The only reason we were afforded citizenship is because of the 14th Amendment. And they are challenging that. As we speak, right before the Supreme Court is now, it has the audacity, I know it's AU, to even take this case. How are they questioning the 14th Amendment and its constitutionality? But they are. And if they say it's unconstitutional, y'all, every single one of you who is watching us right now, your citizenship is in question. That's right. And for white folks who are watching us right now, who came over with the Mayflower, your citizenship, you ain't got no country of origin, right? You so far removed from Europe, just like we are, right? Babies, we got to stick together in this. This is no joke. This is no joke. The only reason we are afforded citizenship, okay, we just read that. All right. What else are you guys talking about? Lenora says, I just heard that the U.S. is planning to stop recognizing dual citizenship. That's what we were just talking about, Lenora. That's just what we were talking about, right?
Yes, we were talking about that.
You know, it's always interesting to me that it's always the immigrants talking all that yakety smackety. Always the immigrants who want to come in and change things and do this and that. And the things that they are fighting for would have hurt them before they were citizens. But they're good with that. Talk about a crab in the barrel mentality.
Oh, totally.
Right?
Totally.
But Black folks, we all say that we have a crab. No. Hey. We ain't the only ones that got no crab in the barrel. Human beings.
Oh my goodness.
Human beings have a crab in the barrel mentality.
Sucking up.
Right?
Sucking up. And it's like, it doesn't do you any good to suck up to somebody that don't give a shit about you or anything else.
Yeah, my name is Candace.
Everybody's so busy trying to suck up to this fool.
My name is Candace Owen.
All of them.
Pick me.
And he don't give a shit about nobody. He if she was still alive, he'd throw his mama under the bus and run her over.
Yeah, he would. And then he would say, but everybody's still gonna vote for me. Right?
Yeah, because he doesn't give a shit about it. He don't care about family. He don't care about shit.
He doesn't. He
I
doesn't.
mean, just be honest with yourself. Quit lying. All them Trumpers and all them people that think, oh, you know, he don't give a shit about you.
No. Black Trumpers, he hates you.
Oh God.
White Trumpers, he tolerates you, but he don't care about you. He don't care about nobody but
I
himself.
don't give a shit.
And maybe, what's his oldest daughter or the daughter name that he wants to screw? Ivanka. He might care about Ivanka until he can't get it up no more. And then after that, he probably don't care about her either. I'm just saying. Thank you for keeping it real and honest. Thank you, E. Stacy. And y'all know, we thank you for the super sticker or super chat. Every single penny of our super sticker, super chat money goes to our scholarship fund for Beyond the Bling. Beyond the Bling is our financial independence program for late bloomers like Rick and ourselves. Everything that we learned to get from negative 22,000 over 1.1 million is in that course, all right? And it comes with monthly live Q&A sessions with Rick and myself. So, Stacy, thank you.
E. Stacy.
Thank you. And our community thanks you. Hey, Sister B, new member.
Hey,
thank
Sister
you.
B. All right. Welcome.
And thank you for the super sticker. We appreciate you. J Club Life, thank you for the super sticker. We appreciate you. And there he is, Dennis.
Hey, Dennis.
Who gives every single week, and we appreciate you so much. And the Black Utopians appreciate you. Are you as baffled as I am about the white supremacist court's handling of Trump, handing him so much power?
Yeah. No.
They're undermining. That's the thing. At some point, they'll become irrelevant, just like Congress has. Is finally starting to find out.
Of course, he gonna fire all the Supreme Court justices.
Like
he gonna fire them all. They ain't gonna quit. He gonna fire them.
So, y'all know that Amy Coney Barrett had never been a judge before, right? She's never been a trial judge. Never. And they have the audacity to compare her. They have the audacity to compare her to the Supreme Court justice who will go down as history, just like the notorious Ginsburg.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Right.
I'm still pissed off at her.
I'm pissed off at her too, but she was a legend. She should have retired during Obama, way early in Obama. Her old ass should have retired. But we now have Ketanji Brown Jackson. And she is amazing. She is amazing. As a matter of fact, she is the moral compass for the Supreme Court. So if y'all don't know who she is, y'all need to follow her. You all need to see what she talks about and what she writes about, because she is absolutely amazing. All right. Did you hear about Senator Bernie Moreno's bill in Ohio who wants to kill dual citizenship for America? Hey, New Life Curator, go back and rewind to the beginning of this live stream, and you will see that we spent the first half of this live stream talking about Senate Bill 3283. Okay? So, we did hear about it, and it is redonkulous. It is redonkulous.
Hey, T-Mac.
Okay, T-Mac. To be accurate, he says, the 14th Amendment is only being challenged for those with foreign parents who are not legal. Today, baby, that's the thing.
He starts out testing the waters.
We understand that it was proposed, and we thank you for the super chat,
thank you so much.
Thanks, money, because it goes to our scholarship fund. But here's the thing, T-Mac. This is what it is being proposed today. If we sleep this, next year, this time, we'll be talking about the same thing, but it won't be for people whose parents
are foreign.
Were foreign. It will be for who cannot trace when their parents became citizens, or their grandparents, or their great-grandparents. Like, who's to say? That's the thing. They always want to talk about slippery slope. This is a slippery slope. You want to talk about a slippery slope? This is a slippery slope. Now, I know it has to be passed, but he has done executive orders that have created actions. not policies, but actions. And those actions have had detrimental effects on Black folks and brown folks and other folks, but mainly Black and brown folks. Okay. So so the law doesn't have to be passed.
Nope.
Here's the thing, folks. All he has to do is say, and yeah, he's maybe on his deathbed, but all a president with this authority, because the Supreme Court has given every president this authority, all the president has to do is say, State Department, if there's any passport up for renewal and they have another passport from another country, decline them. Okay? All they have to do is say, any citizen that talks against the government, detain them. They won't frame it like that. They'll frame it like against Western values. That's what they'll frame it as. Okay? Unable to assimilate to Western values. What the hell does that mean? Does that mean if I wear my hair in braids that I'm not conforming to Western values? That means if I talk Ebonics and I listen to my NWA, I'm not conforming to what? I don't know. I don't know because I don't know what Western values means. That's the problem. You cannot base your law on vagueness, but they've done it that way purposely. And then they're going to let the courts decide what they meant by that. So, okay, let's just say, well, that's not what they meant. Okay, so now you're detained and now you get to go to court and prove that you didn't mean what they meant by non-conforming or whatever the other bullshit shit they're saying. You see what I mean? Slippery slope. Slippery slope. And when they start taking rights away from one group of people, you best believe we're on the list.
Oh, yeah. When aren't we on the list?
You best believe we're on the list.
Yeah.
Shit, the list starts with us. They're just trying to wait to get down to us because we've been so persecuted and so oppressed throughout the 400 years that the United States has called itself a founded nation, that they know it would be too obvious. So let's go after the people right now that they think other Black people will also be against. So all you got FBAs who are anti-Pan-Africanism, because there are a lot of FBAs who are not. Love y'all. But for you all who are anti-African panism, you best believe you're on the list. You best believe. All right? Because you're looking a little Haitian to me.
Oh.
Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Good.
All things good wine.
That's an M.
Or M.
That's an M.
Well,
that's not wine. See how he is.
Hey.
Hey,
I need bigger writing. These little tiny characters. How am I supposed to read that? It looked like wine to me.
Well, we got a new member who's also a filmmaker.
Oh, filmmaker slab.
Yes.
Did I read that right?
Yes,
okay.
You did. Filmmakers Lab.
Welcome.
And we expect a fabulous YouTube channel from you, Filmmakers Lab.
Filmmakers Lab. I said Filmmaker Slab, didn't I?
Yeah.
I can't see that.
I know you got a jamming. So let us know.
Yes.
What your YouTube channel is. All right. And a better life. We thank you. Thank you. All right. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Let's go back over. Now see, that's a damn shame.
What?
That is why I carry my passport now. Olan Iman Omar Congresswoman Iman Omar was on Joyanne Reed, and she said that she was telling her community to carry around their real ID for, that's the newer driver's license where they have to do double checks and they fingerprint you and all of that.
And it has this little star on it.
Exactly. Or your passport. That's a damn shame. We are living in the age of papers, please. This is just like Nazi Germany, y'all. We're here. Just what we said what was going to happen this time last year. The same thing we said it. Oh my God. If I could pull up the fear-mongering texts and all of that stuff, all of that nonsense. And I bet you, because Action VJ and Greta are on top of it, that there's some people, right? And we can't see everything that's on YouTube. I bet you there's some people in the chat today. I'm sorry, Action VJ, I forgot to put on the extra suppressors, who are talking yakety smackety.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you there's some people in the chat on YouTube right now who are saying we're fear-mongering.
They're going along with this shit. They think it's okay.
And all I have to say is FAFO. How did that work out for the Somalis? Huh? How did that work out for all of the Somalis who are in Minnesota who backed Trump? And now he said they're shit and they need to be thrown out of the country. His words, not mine. Because half the Ethiopians in Denver mistake me for Ethiopian. So I ain't about that life. I am not about that life.
Oh, he didn't mean it.
Won't they sabotage themselves trying to come for us? Dita, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. You're acting like logic is part of the equation, baby.
Yeah, and it's not.
You're acting like they think if they thought before they acted, we would not be in this economic craziness that we're in right now.
They keep throwing the baby out with the bathwater. They keep doing it over and over and over and over again.
They know. Look, they're not coming after us to deport us, babies. They're coming after us to put us in detention camps. Don't the ICE raids look like the slave captures, right? Come on now. They're not coming after us to deport us. They need somebody to pick that damn food.
It costs too much money to deport all of us.
Who's going to pick the food? Once they get all the brown people out,
they want free labor.
Who's going to pick that food? You. That's who. Oh, you look a little Haitian to me. No, you ain't going back to Haiti. You're going to that detention camp. And in the detention camp, everybody in the detention camp has already been outsourced to the surrounding farms. You're going to work for 12 cents a day. Mm-hmm. Yes. What do you think? Capitalism was built upon slave labor. What do you think?
12 cents a day is a lot. I don't think they're going to get that much.
Like, remember food stamps and Section 8 and 4? Look, when it comes to brown skin, those are the people who are going to be detained. All right? And the righteous whiteness and the spicy whites. The spicy whites who are on our side, unfortunately, they're going to go down too unless we fight. All right? All right? What can you do? Because this is just how it is. Yeah, the melon felon's grandparents came from Germany. They were part of the Nazis. They need to go. They need to go. Him and his immigrant, overstand her visa, kitty cat club, nude featured. They need to go. We need to take the trash out of the White House. Yeah, I said it, and I'm not taking it back. I said it, and I'm not taking it back. Get the trash out of the White House.
I think you put all these up, baby. Yeah.
You're very welcome, S. Carpenter, and thank you. Thank you, and our community thanks you. Yes. So if you're just turning in and you don't know, every single penny of our donations goes to our scholarship fund. If you need help with money to get out of Dodge, if you need help, we got you. It is Beyond the Bling, which is our financial freedom program for late bloomers. If you haven't saved and stuff like that, and you're like, I don't know how I'm going to get this stuff together. I don't understand investing. I need to create a side hustle. I don't know where to start. All of that is in Beyond the Bling. Okay. We got to change our mindset.
Yeah.
And then we'll teach you how to get your finances straight. All right. So you too can go from negative to over $1 million in net worth. If you need a scholarship, send us an email. You don't have to give us a sob story. All right. If you're a utopian, we're just going to assume that you have integrity. So all you have to do is put, I need a scholarship in the subject line. And if we still have some available, you've got it. Okay. It's as simple as that. There's no, there's no application or let's see who's the most needy and no.
Write a 2-page letter and all that.
And we're just going to assume that those who can afford it will pay and those who cannot will ask, right?
Did you get Phyllis? Looks like Phyllis is gonna remember.
There we go. Thank you. And thank you, Phyllis, for becoming a new member.
Welcome.
Yes. All right. We're looking for what you guys are talking about. Put a Q in front of your question or comment. And once we get through those, we'll let you go. The fourth violation that you are describing is not new. The practice has always existed. I'm not sure, CK, exactly which one that was because this was a little bit ago. But man, ain't nothing they doing now new.
No.
I mean, like, there's a new version of it, but it's the same shit. It is the same stuff. Like, it was so obvious. It was so obvious in 2016 that if he continued where we were going, the parallels between the last 10 years and 1915 to 1930, the parallels are uncanny. No, it's not the same, but it damn sure rhymes. I mean, what city are 50 plus single Black women moving to in Thailand? Because I'm out of here. This ish is crazy.
50 plus women.
We just did a video on that just Thursday. All right. So if you haven't seen it, go back and watch that video. But for Thailand,
Bangkok?
I would say Bangkok for the most part,
Major city.
and then maybe Chiang Mai. But I would say first Bangkok because they probably have the biggest Black community. I don't remember. There's a Black community Facebook group in Bangkok, and they meet once a month for breakfast or something like that, and probably do some other stuff as well. I don't remember there being a group yet on Facebook or any other platform because we getting out of Facebook, y'all. All right, we leaving Meta behind. Let's start that migration away from Meta. F him and his fascist BS. Anyway, so yeah, I would say right now it's Bangkok, but I think that there's a community in Chiang Mai, and if you want a little bit slower pace, a little less traffic, Chiang Mai is the bomb too, and their food is just as fabulous. And they also have very good massages at a decent price. Massage. Golden visa in Greece is still just 200,000.
What's the politics like in Greece?
I don't. They haven't gone Italy way yet. See, and it's interesting because Greece, Italy, Spain, and Portugal, all four of them were forced to do some kind of visa program or something to increase revenue into their countries when the EU formed. Okay. And so interestingly enough, now all four of those countries are moving further to the right because all these brown people are just bringing in all this money and stuff. And we just can't have that. See, it's very interesting because even here in Portugal, y'all, a friend of ours and a friend of the channel, you've seen her before. She she has Portuguese friends because she works at a shared workspace type of place, right? And so some Portuguese people work there remote, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, and so she's talking to one of these friends, and she's Black, of course. And he's like, blah, 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 blah. And he's all for, the craziness that is going on here as far as the Trump regime here. Now, the Trumpers here or the MAGAs here are called Shega. The right wing is called Shega, and Chega, which means enough, and enough. And so he's all pro Shega and this and that and the other. And she's like, wait. So you realize that if they pass XYZ, then I'm going to have to leave. No, he says. No, we don't want people like you to leave. We want those other people to leave. See how they do? They don't even realize. They don't even realize. So all four of these countries who needed our input, they want certain types of immigrants. I hate it because we as Americans fit into those certain type of immigrants that they're talking about that they want. Okay. We do. Because we don't need their money. And we don't need to live off the system. And so we are the ones that they want. We have to push back subtly and softly and within reason, within their culture against that. Okay. But we have to be respectful. We're guests. We're guests in whatever country we decide to go to, just like we were guests in America. I know we did. We were guests in America, though. They let us know all the time that we're guests, right? That we're not really real Americans, right? So, like even here in Portugal, we, the immigrant community, the Black American immigrant community, we are softly and pushing back on this notion because it can get out of control. And just because you've decided that a certain group of people are not bringing the income that you had intended, okay, well then let's make it income based. Then raise the income level. Let's not make it based upon race. It's not based upon race right now. But see, the Portuguese people who are with the Chegas, they don't realize that it's not race based. Oh no, we want you. It's all racism, y'all. Teddy, you hearing us? It's all racism. We know it's racism. And we know that we as Americans, even though we're Black, we get privilege. We get privilege here in Western Europe. We just do. We just do. And we should use that privilege to help the folks who don't have privilege, even when we're guests, as much as we can. Okay. Even if it's just with encouragement to the folks who are disenfranchised. And sometimes those who are disenfranchised are citizens and they can vote. Right. But we at least have to be cheerleaders for those who are underserved. Wait, so they don't want us here, but they don't want us to leave. Of course. They don't want us here as full citizens, y'all, because equality to them feels like oppression. They want us put back in our places, just like some men want women back in their places, which is why Roe v. Wade got dismantled. Because if they can have women barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen, as they are trying to take away our right to vote, that also is on the table, Black women and women in general. Oppression is oppression is oppression. All right. So no, they don't want us to leave because who's going to pick the damn food? Somebody's got to pick that food.
Mm-hmm.
In Marcia, like your president don't even know you American. That's how stupid these people are. They don't even realize that Puerto Ricans are American. I can't wait. Was it the Super Bowl? I can't wait to see Bad Bunny. The bill is 3283. All right. Congressional bills are CB and the number Senate bills are SB and the number. And what's interesting is the numbers start at 1 every year, and then they have other numbers attached to it to identify it. So the fact that it's 3283, I don't know what number they started at, but they ain't passed shit. Besides, they ain't passed shit besides that big ugly MF bill, and probably some, oh, we gonna name this federal building that, and that federal library that, and that street over there that, and that highway over there that. Other than that, they ain't passed nothing. They have not passed anything. So I don't know how they're on 3283, but okay. So Mr. For your sister. Mr. For your sister. Okay. Scotland and New Zealand have easy access to work status. So if you are still working, this is for you. We don't work. We were thinking yesterday as we were walking around with Action VJ, as people were talking about what you doing Monday after Thanksgiving weekend. They're like, oh, gotta go back to, oh, work. Oh yeah, I remember that. If you don't want to work anymore, babies, we can show you how not to have to work anymore on a 9 to 5. Okay. Okay. You ain't got to do that. You ain't got to do that. No. Especially if you're over 50, let's start talking about not working. Okay. We don't want to work anymore, especially not for other people. That's what we don't want to do. No. That's what we don't want to do. It is very, very, very lovely to wake up when the hell you want to wake up. We woke up today when the hell we wanted to wake up, or when I had my hot flash. Mm-hmm.
I was still asleep.
He was still asleep. I was flashing. Hey, Phyllis, I was flashing. I'm so over it. Oh my God, I'm so over it. Benita says, wake the hell up. You better wake up. All right. The declassification process started this trajectory post 9/11. Yes. And let's go ahead and add into that the declassification of all of getting into education and professions, of all of the professions that now are no longer considered professional and no longer qualify for a certain amount of financial aid at the graduate level. As a person with a graduate degree, I'm going to tell you, had I not gotten those guaranteed federal loans, there's no way I could have gotten my MBA. There's just no way. There's no way. Now, of course, they did not declassify MBAs. And if anything may need to be declassified, it might be an MBA. Because I know some people who have MBAs are like, would you learn? Would you learn? Because you're not talking like you learned shit or ever read a book. Right? But nurses and nurse practitioners and teachers being declassified, like you can end up in middle management with an MBA and not ever do shit, and just float along with assistants and people underneath you doing all of your work, right? And then you jump shucking and jiving, right? But not as a nurse. You will kill people. Y'all, the U.S. is in trouble. And if you are not making your exit plan, why not?
Give yourself a choice. Give yourself choices.
They want us in those fields. They're saying, she said they're saying it without saying it. My ICE agents, they be catching on them TikToks and stuff. They're saying it. You going back to the fields. They're saying it. Okay, that's how bold they are.
Oh, thank you, winning with work, please. I try to be calm. She gets all vocal and,
The house is on fire. The house is on fire.
See, and I used to be a fireman, so I ain't going to panic and freak out. I want to be calm.
Yeah, but then you will act quickly and decisively. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to let you know and convince you that the house is on fire, all right?
And I'm saying, come this way.
Some people don't want to wake up.
This is true.
They'd rather stay in their state of unconsciousness to their own peril, right? Waking up to reality is negativity to them, and they want no negativity. Right? I understand that. That just because you want to maintain your sense of peace does not mean that you should stay ignorant. All right. You can be aware without allowing it to overcome, to take over your whole being, right? Seriously. Seriously. Come on, y'all.
Sister saying he doesn't hope what he don't think would pass.
I'm not, I can't see it necessarily passing either. Because it still has to get through the House, and they ain't been able to pass shit besides that big ugly bill. All right. But that's not the point. The point is that they're trying. And that in order, like the Senate and the Congress, unlike some state houses, do not get to just introduce bills because they want to just introduce a bill. Now, there are some places where everybody gets to introduce a couple of bills, and it doesn't matter whether the caucus believes in that bill or not. All right. But in the House, at the federal level, there are no laws around there. There's an understanding. And my understanding is nothing goes to the House floor. There's rules, but no laws. Rules, House rules. Nothing gets put on the floor without the approval of the Senate president or the Speaker of the House. All right. And so when you see certain bills going to committees that don't make sense because this person has some kind of clout and got some kind of sponsors that made the Speaker of the House or the Senate president feel compelled to allow it to be introduced, they still might send it to the kill committee. So if the Senate president were a Democrat, then this bill would have automatically gone to the kill committee had they allowed it to be even introduced. What's the kill committee? So if this is a bill about immigration, then whoever is in charge of the State Department and stuff like that, whatever committee is in charge of that, you wouldn't put it there. You put it at some stupid committee like about geriatrics or something, or aging, the committee on aging. You put it in that committee, and then it would die because it has nothing to do with that. And then it would never get introduced onto the floor. Okay, so that's how it works in the Congress and in the Senate. The fact that it was introduced tells us a lot. I don't know if it's in committee yet, but the fact that it has even been introduced says a lot. The fact that we're talking about it says a lot. The majority of people who are in the Senate, the majority of people in Congress have never had a bill introduced. Never. But you're paying them. What are you paying them for? Has your congressperson, has your senator been able to get something introduced? Have they been the first sponsor on something that was introduced and passed? If not, why not? If they've been in there for a while. If not, why not? And why are you still voting for them if they have not? Right? Are they actively against 3283? Or are they so sold out to AIPAC and other lobbyists that they're just going like this and waiting to see which way the wind is blowing? What are they doing? Okay.
Waiting for the check to clear.
Waiting for the check to clear. It's in full season for the folks in for the Somali community, isn't it? It's in full force for the Palestinian community and Muslim community in Michigan. All of you people of color who don't want to listen to Black Americans, you think we don't know? You think you believe the hype? We told you.
We've been here.
we told you how this shit was gonna go down, but y'all wasn't trying to hear. Y'all thought you knew better. Y'all believe the hype. You drink the Kool-Aid. I hate to put it that way for you cult members, but you did. You did. You watched Boys in the Hood and you thought every single African American It was like the bad guys in Boys in the Hood, didn't you? Yes, you did. Yeah, you did. You did. You bought it. You bought it. And now you're finding out. You're finding out that we were right. You're finding out that the people who have been oppressed since this country had a label knows what the fuck we're talking about. Better listen. Do you think other countries will disobey the US so Black people will be safe and be able to stay in their country? I'm assuming, Renewed Harvest, that you mean in the country that they're moving to. And I do believe that there exists a scenario where the UN will say that Black people are refugees. I do think that there is a scenario that could happen. I don't know how bad it's got to get, because the US, people have to overcome the propaganda of who they believe the US is and get real with who the US is today, right? And what they're actually doing, because they are committing war crimes and they're creating crimes against humanity right now as we speak, right? And so the international community will have to step in at some point if it continues. Let's see if they do. And let's see if they do. I think they should have already. I think I know it's ridiculous, right? Wanda, I do too. I do too. You're right. I can't say nothing. I don't think that the ethnic orange voters perceive nor understand who they turned on, nor the power of unity. No, I don't believe so either. Any Black MAGA, any brown MAGA, like, we know who you are. You're Kevin. That's who you are. You're Kevin. So from now on, I think instead of Karen, we'll name the females Karen, right? But anybody who's too much like Kevin from Django, I think
that's Steven.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, Kevin. Steven.
That's like
Steven.
Django.
Kevin. One of them, Steven, Kevin.
Yeah,
one of them
Steven.
European. Steven. That's right.
Which was a crazy name for a Black man. To give a Black man that name as a slave in Django.
Back in them days?
Yeah.
Steven? I don't know, but we know who Steven was. That was Samuel Jackson's.
That was his character.
And then we know there's another person who kind of reminds me of him. I think he's on ESPN, and he also has a podcast.
Oh, yeah.
He's also a Steven.
Oh,
that's right. Stephen A. Smith. That asshole. That's Step and Fetch It. Yeah, that one who hates himself and hates other Black people. Yeah, don't be a Steven. Don't be a Steven.
Oh, God.
They sold out Black folks in order to position themselves first line as ethnics ahead of the Blacks, right? They want to be the model minority. Pick me. It's so sad and pathetic. Only people who do not know their history would be a pick me person. Only people who do not know their history would be a pick me person. When we were building universities, these MFs were in cage, y'all. Why are you tripping? Know who you are. So D says, doesn't that include them too, especially Orange Demon, first and third set of wives, kids, hypocrisy is wicked. It should include them, but you know it's not going to, because it never does. Now, there might be a few who are picked off, right, who don't have power and stuff like that. Winning in the workplace says she thinks Trump is in love with Elon Omar. I think he's in love with Elon Omar. I think he's in love with Jasmine Crockett. These are some pretty ass women, y'all, right? I think he's in love with OAC. All three of them are gorgeous.
You can't have them. And you know how...
Because they're too smart for him.
You can't have them. And he's just lusting for them.
Right? Gorgeous and brilliant? Please.
And brown sugar.
Brown sugar. Dang, it's a shame that we don't have him anymore.
Still got his music.
How are we harnessing this power, Eugene? We're consumers.
Hmm.
Instead of taking this $1.8 trillion, y'all, and consuming it, why don't you invest part of it? Now, some of this consumption is food and necessities, okay?
But we got a whole lot of money that we just
Spending on some bullshit.
waste.
We're too busy trying to compete with the Joneses. We're too busy trying to look like we're Beyonce and Jay-Z, okay?
We need to,
and nobody cares.
we need to build Black America for real, just like they did in Tulsa. Come on, y'all. We're better than this.
Right? Right? So instead of having 1.8 trillion as consumers, perhaps $1 trillion of that can be investments. Even if it's even with the 1.8 trillion, let's go out of our way to make sure that we are reinvesting in Black businesses, because we're not spending any money. We are not spending any money in America on things that we do not need. That means that new car, do you really need that new car? Seriously, folks, we need to bring the country to its knees. Stop spending. Stop spending. And if you do, let's spend, like if you're going to do Christmas, let's do Christmas and only buy Black. Only buy Black. Okay? They need to understand our power. 1.8 trillion spending is not power unless you wield it. Letting it trickle through our hands and go into other communities 6 seconds after it leaves our hands is not power. It's bullshit. So until we come together, but we can't come together, right? Because, but they're Jamaican and they're from the DR and they're from Puerto Rico and they're from Cuba. They're not Black. That 1.8 trillion includes them. It's not just us. Stop tripping. Stop eating the fruit of the slavery tree, okay? They don't think past the voting edge, all trying to appease the white majority mindset. It's shameful, indeed. And I'm sure Valerina's talking about the Somalis who were all in. They might as well been saying, "I will vote for Donald Trump."
They just didn't have the dance and the
Right?
song of the day.
I don't know how Somali music sounds, but I know it would have some kind of beat to it, right? Right? I know it would have some kind of beat to it. All right, y'all. We are going to let you go. Let's get through these questions really fast. No tolerating yes to leaving. I know that's right. All right. Look, you guys, if you need, do you think other countries will disobey the U.S. so Black people? Okay, I read that one. I don't know. You must have asked it again. Thank you for answering my pet question. You're very welcome. Did I miss another meetup session? I thought you were on it, Benita, but you might have. So we had a meetup session today.
She did. She was on the other Zoom call.
Okay, so you were on the behind the scenes, but you weren't on the meetup session, and we don't record them, the suites. We don't. So I can't send you a replay. We will have another session if you want to come to our meetup, which is Juneteenth week here in Lisbon, Portugal. And if you never travel internationally or this or that or the other, if you just have questions, we will have another Q&A session in January, okay? And that'll probably be one of our last ones. Maybe we'll have a late one in March or April for the late freight people. But for those of you who like to plan in advance, our next one will be in January, second or third week or so, something like that.
And don't we have another meeting coming up with Benita pretty soon? I thought maybe.
With Benita personally?
Yes.
No, we just had it, baby.
No, we were talking about another.
Oh, that's on her. And that's on her. We just telling all their business. Look at him telling all their business. So, so what he's talking about is we do one-on-one coaching calls, and we did do a one-on-one coaching call with Benita and her husband, and probably a lot more of you who are in the chat. If you want to let them know if you found it helpful, let folks know in the chat. If you're watching from the future, hey again, hope it's great. And you've had a one-on-one coaching call with us and you found it helpful, let us know in the comments. We know what folks tell us, but you want to hear it straight from them. You want to hear it straight from them. So go ahead and look. We don't play. We do not play. We show tough love. And we always give you, if you book an hour, we're not going to just stick to an hour because you know how I talk. So we're going to give you a couple of extra minutes, make sure all your questions are answered and everything like that. Hey, Danielle. So today we were talking about the constriction of our rights, right? We were talking about today the fact that there is Senate Bill 3283 that is trying to prohibit dual citizenship. So for all of us who have Caribbean ancestry, this is really impactful. For all of us who wanted to get a passport based upon DNA, right? Or go to Ghana or someplace like that and get a passport. This is concerning because those other passports are not yet as strong as the US passport. And you always want to have a US passport. And then we were also pairing that with the fact that the melon felon just took a whole group of people and a country and once again doubled down in calling it garbage. It was a little funny because those same people are the ones who were saying, I will vote for Donald Trump.
But this isn't the first time he said that about Somalia.
Yeah, it's not the first time he said that about Somalia. It's not the first time. No.
Any African country.
Any African country. All right. So Eugene said he checked his Obama plan in the US, $13.44 per month with $5,000 deductible. He's paying $200 per month in Europe, no deductible. That sounds about what we're paying $250 a month now.
Yeah, of course, because I'm older.
Something like that. I mean, when we first got here, we were paying $180 a month. It keeps going up every year. So now I think we're at $230 or $240 a month for the both of us.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
For the both of us, y'all. Okay. I don't know why there's not a share button. It could be like, I don't know how it looks on the phone app. Okay. I don't know how it looks, but there should be a share button down there, y'all. So Rick's gonna look on his phone right quick, and we'll finish answering these questions. We let you go. I thought white supremacy was exported from the explorers and criminal colonies of Europe. The USA elevated virus disease. White supremacy was exported, definitely, CK. But the form of white supremacy that that the United States cultivated through chattel slavery, and then the subsequent treatment of Black and brown people in the United States after slavery definitely informed Nazi Germany, as we know, and definitely was the framework for apartheid, as we know. And it doesn't get any worse than that. I mean, the Black people who got to go to South America from Africa, they have a whole different outlook and perspective and reality than Black folks from the USA. Where can Black folks easily or quickly get residency if they can't just make some huge investment? Hey, M. Whitehall, we've done lots and lots and lots of videos on that. The easiest places to get residency, the quickest places to get residency is a place like Mexico, okay? But you need to be bringing in something like $4,000 or so a year, regardless of whether you're retired or not. Where did you find it, though? How did you get there? He's trying to figure out how he got to the share button. Anyway, so he tapped on but what if it's playing? See, that's the thing. I don't know. We'll look it up. But anyway, so Mexico, I think, is probably one of the easiest. even though to qualify, it's not one of the easiest. Panama is pretty easy as well. It doesn't require a lot. You just have to prove that you are financially solvent. You probably have to fill out an application, and then also have a letter of intent. Maybe even an FBI background check. Mexico does not require an FBI background check. Western Europe is probably one of the harder ones. I don't know because I haven't looked into South Africa, Thailand, or Colombia. But based upon where Black folks are going, all of the places that we have been mentioning, that we mentioned today, are more easy than other places. And that's why so many of us are going to those places, okay? But getting residency quickly, and I don't know what you mean by quickly, money. Money is the only thing that makes things happen fast. And if you don't have the money, then you have to wait. So, for instance, Rick and I applied for residency here in Portugal in August, the beginning of August. We didn't get an answer until the end of October. And then we didn't have an appointment for our green card until the end of June. It's just not a quick process. But we were here in September. Like, we didn't wait to get an answer. We just assumed they were going to say yeah, and we just moved, because here in Portugal, we had to pay rent. And I was like, if we paying rent, we going to go ahead and live in there. Oh, so, okay. So you tap on the three dots next to the title. And then there's a dialog box that comes up, and it says, play next in queue, save to watch later, or share. It says all of that. Okay, so you click these three dots.
Other side, there you go, right there.
And then this will come up. All right. Thank you, baby. We're so off topic. Detentions or blacks and browns is not for identification or suspension, is not new. It's not new, y'all. This is not new. This is not new. All right. I send you as much updated madness going on here. So I'm done with the BS. I know y'all send us information. You do. And sometimes I'm like, oh, but we appreciate it. We appreciate it because we only see what we see here. And unless it's huge, like little things like the bomber thing and all of that stuff, that's not playing here. That stuff is not playing here. Oh, there's a troll. Of course, there's a troll. We don't see the troll. Yeah, because I'm sure Action VJ's already gotten him, so we can't see him. Thank you again. We appreciate you. Again, if you need a scholarship to Beyond the Bling, just send us an email and put scholarship in the subject line. You don't need to give us a sob story or anything. I will survive, plan for success with options, stay nimble, not scared. That's right. I know that's right, CK. I know that's right. That's the thing, you guys. We're not saying this to scare you. What we are saying all of this to prepare you. There's a difference. If we didn't have solutions, then we would be fear-mongering and just, the sky is falling. And what are we going to do? I don't know. Y'all figure it out. But that's not what we're saying. We're saying the sky is falling and this is what you need to do. Okay? That's not fear-mongering. That's preparing. Our ancestors built this country by force, not desire, right? Why stay and be constantly reminded that you'll never be considered a full citizen of this country? That's my paraphrase. All right. And we'll never, I can't say never, but within my lifetime, I doubt we will ever get the full benefits of being a citizen of the United States. When setting with wise, novo banco, novo move, border, etc. account, can you only give the email address and later? Zamban, I have no idea. Sweets, I have no idea. Okay, if you're working with border, if you're working with border, and there's a link in the description below. If it's not there yet, I'll put it there later. It's in other videos. If you're working with border, they are better equipped to answer that question, okay? Because here's the deal, folks. We know in general what it takes to move to Portugal, but little intricacies like this change, and we don't have to deal with that anymore. Like, we've got our bank account. So we, like, whatever they're requiring today might not have been what they were requiring when we
did it.
we did it. We do have a video that we did on what was necessary to open a bank account. All right, so go back and you can watch that video. But that was what was true back in 2022. Yeah, 2022, not necessarily 2025. Okay. So for us, we didn't have to have a physical address. Some banks are requiring that now. We had an email address, and we gave them an American phone number to text us because they use WhatsApp. Okay, that's what was true for us at the branch that we went to. But if you're working with border, they will be able to give you more accurate information on what is happening on the ground today. Thank you, Sister B, for becoming a member. We love it. We love it. We love it. Welcome to the family. We get together before we go live every Sunday, an hour before we go live every Sunday with Behind the Scenes, and legends hang out with us every other Thursday. Thank you, Sister B, for the super sticker. We appreciate you. All right, we're going to let y'all go. Let me see.
On this,
JC Love.
it's right there. This is the
Oh, okay. So he just went on the live, and the share button is right there. Y'all see that? Right there. Right there. Okay. So that's on a phone. I don't know if you're on a laptop, a computer, on your TV. I have no idea. Who was that? Was that Benita? Who was asking that? And the person who has nothing to lose, y'all. That's the problem. That's the problem with the melon felon. He's most dangerous because he knows potentially when he leaves office, I would love to see a perp walk. Oh, I don't want him to die. I want him to do a perp walk. I want to see him go to jail. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want to see him in an orange jumpsuit with that orange face. And I don't care if it's minimum security or what have you. I don't care. I just want to see it. I want to see some handcuffs and a jumpsuit. That's what I want to see. All right. Okay. I think we're done. Let me see. Let's go down to the bottom. Go down to the bottom and work my way up because we are so far behind. Oh my God. Look at this. We're so far behind. Okay. I'm going back up. Do I need an agency to move? No. If you are going to Panama, I think they require you having an attorney. Everywhere else, I don't know. Here, you don't need an attorney. I suggest you get a specialist. Mexico, you could pretty much DIY it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Benin reportedly is having a coup. Oh, shoot. And they have trashed the constitution and closed land borders. West Africa is in the midst of a revolution, much of it. I wonder how Burkina Faso is doing.
Check it out.
Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised if the West is behind. Not surprised about Benin. I think Togo is okay. I think Benin, what did I just say?
Togo. Benin.
Togo, as you said, Benin, Faso.
Faso.
Yeah, Burkina Faso.
Burkina Faso.
I think they're okay. Ivory Coast? I don't know. I haven't been watching the news. To be perfectly honest, I've been taking a break, y'all. I've been taking a break. I need a break. Okay, I'm going the wrong way. I think we're going backwards now. Trying to catch the last of these questions. Panama is pretty easy to get residency. Thank you, the epileptic wanderer. but you have to use a Panamanian attorney, right? Which can vary in pricing as well as, so you do need an FBI background check. Okay. Yeah, it's only FBI background check. That's the least of your worries, y'all. Okay. If you're in America, go on to FBI.gov, go ahead, fill out the application, pay online the $18 or whatever they're charging these days online. And then they will give you a list of the USPS, the postal service offices near you where you can do, electronic fingerprints. Okay. That's how you want to do it for the fastest results. Electronic fingerprints, they will send them directly to the FBI. We got an answer via email within 24 to 48 hours. I want to say 24 hours. Okay. All clear. And then we got the follow-up piece of paper in the mail within a week.
Yep.
So at this point, Pacific Northwest is saying $4,000 a month for Mexico. Okay. But if your pensions equal that, get Mexico. Find a way to get Mexico because it's right there, it's easy, and they do not require you to stay in country as of today. Is that monthly healthcare price abroad without a copay? So yes, we do have a copay, covered girl. Your copay is €15. I looked on his
From
stuff.
my insurance.
Yeah, so regular doctor's appointment is €15. I never just have a regular doctor's appointment. Usually it's a doctor's appointment, then I have to have some test. So,
well, yesterday I had my MRI and X-ray.
So yeah, MRI and X-ray done with the insurance. Our portion was €68. Yeah, just €68 for an MRI, babies. My whole surgery was going to be $3,000 out of pocket if I didn't have insurance. They told me the exact amount to the penny that I was going to have to pay if I did not have health insurance. $3,000 and some odd dollars, period. And that's to be put out and everything else. I only ended up having to pay $300 and something because of our insurance. It's already happening now in upstate Florida by the old slave plantations, elderly blacks picking the food crops. Y'all, you think look, we know how they operate. We know how they operate. If you think that they don't have in their mind that people who look like us are going to be back in them fields picking that food, you are living in la la land. If you think, oh, that could never happen. There's so many things that the melon felon has done this past 10 to 12 months that people said, oh, that can't happen. That's against the law. He can't. He's not allowed to do that. Well, he did it. And ain't nobody said shit about it.
Think of all the people that are on, and that's including his people, that are on all the different benefits, the snaps, the food stamps and stuff like that. They're going to turn around and make that in order to get that kind of help or assistance. You got to do some picking. They'll find a way to get you
They
out there.
said that. They said that. They said all of the bums who are on Medicaid of a certain age. So they think if you're of a certain age, you should be able to work.
Mm-hmm.
Disabilities be damned. All of you MFs on Medicaid of a certain age, if you don't have a job, you're going to be out in them fields. The government said that. They said that. Oh, you don't believe me? Google it. Google it, because that's exactly what they said at a press conference. Well, if you're deporting all these people, then who's gonna pick the food? Oh, we got all them bums on Medicaid. That's who's gonna pick it. Did you see the news that the national parks dropped MLK and Juneteenth as free days and added Orange Clown's birthday as a free day? Stay and fight for what? Yeah. What are you staying and fighting for?
The Orange Clown's birthday.
Do you believe there will be meaningful shift in power when non-whites are the 51% of the U.S. Right, 2040 or so, and by the 2100s, they say whites will be 38%. Hey, Karen Louise.
Karen.
I don't know, but let's think about this, y'all. Do you believe that there will be a meaningful shift in power? Well, the Europeans left the African nations, and there was not a shift in power. Those with colonized minds are still in power, and they are just as bad as the white folks that left behind. I am not talking about the righteous whiteness. I'm not talking about you spicy whites who are on the side of righteousness. You know who I'm talking about. Right? So I don't know, because there's too many people of color with colonized minds. That's the problem. There's too many people of color who have believed the hype. There's too many people of color who believe that they are better than those of us from the African continent, just by the fact that we are from the African continent, and because they have bought into white supremacy. So I don't know.
We got too many Stevens out there still.
Too many Stevens. Right? Too many Stevens. Who's Anton Daniels? Was he in the chat? Who's Anton Daniels? He must be somebody black, because Joe Bird says, why do we have? I don't know who Anton Daniels is. Too many Stevens, Reverend D says. But there's always going to be a step and fetch it, isn't there? So I assume that Anton Daniels is a step and fetch it. If Anton Daniels said that Trump is the greatest president of our time, whose time? Of this era?
I saw somebody say that, and it's probably who that is, but I didn't pay attention to.
He's a step and fetch
his
it.
name, because it was not important to me.
Marsha, I'm not sure what you're asking, South America or Europe for what. Unfortunately, I don't know what I was saying when you asked that. I'm sorry. All right. Okay. We're going to get. It's unwise to furnish my one empty 1,000 a month house to rent as a rental business for income abroad. Wait, is it unwise to furnish my one empty 1,000 square foot house? Is that what you mean by 1K? To rent as a rental business for income abroad? Please share your advice on this pivotal decision-making moment. Stay longer. Okay. Hey, cover girl. It is not necessarily unwise to furnish a house or an apartment that you're going to rent out, or condo, whatever. You have to decide, is it advantageous, and do you have the resources in your area to rent to professional agencies that relocate executives, et cetera, because that's when people are going to need the place to be furnished. Most people don't want anything more than maybe a refrigerator, stove, and stuff like that, right? Of course, they'll always accept a TV if it's good. But couches and things like that, I would only leave a couch and things like that if I were going to rent to, traveling nurses, traveling professors, executive housing during transition or something like that, or Airbnb-ish, if you want to do short-term rentals like that. Otherwise, I would not furnish. Were you going to add something to that?
No, I was looking up something.
Okay. Trying to see who this person was.
The step and fetch it dude. His name. Anton?
Anton. But, Black folks be spelling Anton all different kind of ways.
Yeah, because it went over.
Okay. All right. I think we're through. I think that we are through, and we are going to leave it at that. All right?
Even be damned.
Exactly. So once again, y'all, We have got to start building our Black utopias abroad. Bottom line.
Yeah.
Our safety should not, our safety, our peace of mind should not be optional. We are so far past that. We are so far past that. We really do deserve to live in a country that values us. We deserve to live in a country that that does not despise us, does not villainize us, does not think that we're a criminal simply because of the color of our skin, right? Mobility, being able to be mobile, being able to live and move wherever you want to, that's power. That's power, y'all. And that's the power we want you to have, all right? The most radical move an African American can make is that in this area is to create options.
Have
Right?
choices.
Exactly. You want to be radical? Create options, create choices.
Do
All
it
right?
by your own means.
Exactly. Our meetup is Juneteenth week here in Lisbon, Portugal. All right. Come hang out with us. Look, it's a whole week of activities, okay? So don't think about it like an American. Come for at least 10 days. You don't want to fly all this way and only stay for 3, 4, 5 days. You don't want to do that, all right? Because one day is going to be jet lag. If you need help getting your money straight, Beyond the Bling is our financial freedom program for late bloomers. Side Hustle Challenge is starting in January. We have not started selling seats yet, but there is a waiting list. That information is in the description below. If money is the thing, if you're like, okay, I've got some savings, but I'm going to need a little extra money while I'm out abroad, you need a side hustle. Okay. And we can teach you how to get from idea to launch as quickly as possible. Just like we got from idea about our Black Utopia to launch in like a month. Okay. Literally, we literally launched like a month and a half after we decided to do this thing. All right. And y'all, we were horrible when we first started. So don't trip. Practice in public. Okay. We were horrible. The Side Hustle Challenge, we can only accept a certain amount of people because we go through every single plan, every single assignment. We give feedback on every single student's plan. Okay. So look, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but we are going to meet every week for 10 weeks to get you launched. Okay. That is coming up in January. Information is in the description below. You'll want to be on the waiting list. And with that, I think we're going to let y'all go. We love you. We love you. Stay strong, and we will see you on Thursday. Bye.